Hello guys, welcome back again. So now here in this session, terms of payment itself is going to be explained, but practically I'll show you guys how to configure this terms of payment. So now, in order to configure the terms of payment, you have to use transaction code OBB8. OBB8 transaction code. And here, need to click on new entry. Give your code. I'm going to give TM30. You can give any code, guys. And once whatever code we have given here, right? Once the code which is given here, that cannot be used. Let's suppose if you are going to do the practice, and even if you are also using the same server, whatever server, let's suppose if you have taken the server connections from me, then what to say, in this server, it means in this server itself you guys are also going to do your configuration. So TM30 you cannot use. Let's suppose you are going to set up a different company code, so as per that you can decide your terms of payment code. So it could be numeric, it could be alphabetic, it could be alphanumeric, both. Now here, so I have given here this code you have to give. Apart from this, I says it is going to be given 30 days, right? So look at here, guys, here. So here I'm going to give 30, okay, and number of days. Here in number of days means in how many days it is going to be due. So that is going to be given here. And look at here, explanations. It is showing right now payable immediately due date. Okay. So here, if you press enter, immediately the explanation is going to be changed. Press enter and look at here, within 30 days due date. The explanations as per whatever we are going to give here, as per that the explanation is going to be changed. So here I'm going to keep the same name here under text field, okay. And here own explanations means, let's suppose if you want to give details in a different language, then you can give here, like let's suppose there are certain language which is acceptable in SAP. So whether it is like Chinese or German or Arabic or French, like few languages are there that is going to be acceptable. So you can, if you want to give a descriptions even in a different language also can be possible. Now, the major important things you have to see here in terms of payment, and if somebody is going to ask the questions from terms of payment, they will ask a question, what do you mean by baseline date? So that you need to focus. What is this baseline date, right? So look at here, guys, the baseline date is this one. This is, okay. So now, what is this baseline date? Now, so baseline date could be, look at here, so we are having no default, posting date, entry date, document date. Okay, so I'll show you. Now here, generally what happens, I'll just do one thing. Okay. So now, baseline date. First of all, I need to save it. Let me save it. Press enter. Now here, in baseline date, so what is going to be baseline date, guys? I'll tell you. System is saying that baseline date could be like posting date, document date, entry date, or no default. These four options are there. So we need to understand what is this baseline date. Now, generally, I'll quote an example here, because posting date. Let's suppose there is an invoice. There is an invoice which we have received from vendor, since we are in account payable. So let's suppose take an example of vendor itself. There is an invoice which we have received from vendor. Okay. So on the invoice, what will happen, guys? Invoice date is going to be printed. Invoice date is going to be printed, guys, right? So that invoice date is, let's suppose, this is the invoice date which is printed on the invoice. So this is called either invoice date, either it is invoice date, or else it is called document date also. Okay, document date also. Either you can say invoice date or you can say in document. I'm typing in shortcut, guys, invoice date or document date, both are same. So whatever the date is printed on invoice, that is called document date. Okay, now the next one is called posting date. Let's suppose this invoice vendor had sent through courier and we have received on this date. So when we have received, guys, we have received on 5th. So see, as per accounting rules, generally the transaction must be posted whenever it is taking place. So once you have received the invoice, it means what is happening, guys? It means vendor has sent you the invoice. It means this is a kind of transaction. You must have to post it. So if it is received on 5th, then it was supposed to be posted on 5th itself. It is supposed to be posted on 5th itself. So what is happening? This is called posting date. It means the date on which invoice is going to be posted, right? Now, but the problem is, let's suppose whoever the user is there, in the sense data monitorer employee, let's suppose whoever the responsible person is there who is going to post the invoices. This invoice we have received on the, like, let's suppose post lunch, in the sense like after 2 p.m. So what will happen? This invoice, let's suppose post 2 p.m. this invoice has been received, and whoever the user is there, let's suppose thought, okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll post this invoice tomorrow. I'll post this invoice tomorrow. So in that case, what is happening, guys? The invoice is going to be posted on which date? It is going to be posted on this date. Okay. So this is called entry date. This is called entry date. But the thing is, generally what is happening while posting the invoice, what that guy is going to do? Now here, I'll just show you. So invoice, let's suppose it is received. If you go to, let's suppose FB60 is the transaction code by which we are posting the invoices, right? So here vendor number is given, right? Invoice received on 01/08/2000. So this is document date. Posting date supposed to be, it is supposed to be posted on, what to say, 5th, but today is 6th, right? In posting date, I'm going to give 5th only. 5th, what is the 6th? So invoice date I have given 01, in the sense 1st of August. Posting date I have given 5th of August, right? But in background, automatically, once you post a transaction, in background system is going to, and that is going to be updated in the form of entry date. This is why SAP is like, let's suppose, so that is what I'm saying, guys. If somebody is trying to post the invoices in a back date, right? Still, during audit, auditor will come to know that on which date exactly it was posted. So in entry date field, and we don't have any control. Document date, you can keep whatever you want. Posting date, you can keep whatever you want, but you don't have any control on entry date, guys. This is going to be updated by system automatically, and in that always current date is going to be updated. So even though what is happening, guys, in posting date we have given 5th itself, but the entry is going to take place on this date. So in entry date field, it is going to be updated 6th only, right? So these two things, on these two dates we are having control. On entry date we don't have control. Now the question is here, the question is like, okay, again there will be a question in your mind, why I'm explaining these things. So of course there is a reason to explain this. I said that, okay, we agreed that invoices are going to be due in 30 days. So now the question is, 40 days from which date, right? If 30 days is going to be calculated from document date, a different due date is going to be. From posting date, a different due date is going to be calculated, or sometime if entry date is different, then different due date is going to be calculated, right? So this is also supposed to be negotiated with the vendor, and as per that, once you set up the terms of payment here, that we are going to decide that, okay, it is posting date. If it is posting date, select this posting date. So what will happen, guys, whenever the invoice is going to be posted, system is going to calculate the due date from this date. If you have selected what to say, this invoice date, then what is happening, guys? Invoice date is nothing but document date. So here you have to select document date. So 30 days is going to be calculated from this one. I'll show you practically. Just do one thing, save it, okay, and then whatever terms of payment we have defined, guys, this terms of payment is going to be assigned to the vendor master. So you just do one thing, guys, just go to vendor master first, and xk02, and here is our vendor master. Click on payment transactions, because in this field what is happening, terms of payment will let you. So directly we are going to reach over there itself. And if you remember, in previous session, as I told you, like you just do one thing, give any standard terms of payment, in the sense predefined terms of payment for the time being. So now we are going to replace this, and which terms of payment I have defined, TM30. Okay, so now you guys know the logic behind this. So TM30 means invoices are going to be due in 30 days, and while posting the invoice, automatically system is going to trigger this terms of payment from vendor master, right? If you go to FP60, now here give your vendor master number and invoice date. Let's suppose now I'm going to give a different invoice date here. This is posting date is 19th, so invoice date I'm going to give 15/08, a particular amount. Okay, any amount can be given. Let's suppose here this is the amount I've given, right? Okay, if you press enter now, so in terms of payment, what is happening, guys? Baseline date, which one baseline date we have selected? 19th of this one. I'll come back here now. So here baseline date, let's suppose 15th. This is the date on which, sorry, 19th. Okay, on this date, and this is 15th. Okay, now what is happening? Ignore this one. Okay, so now what is happening, guys? 30 days calculation is supposed to happen from which date? Posting date or document date? So first of all, which terms of payment system is going to consider, guys? So terms of payment already we have assigned in the vendor master, TM30. And what is the setting in TM30, guys? The setting is like TM30 means invoices are going to be due in 30 days. And 30 days is going to be calculated from posting date. So from posting date, what is happening, guys? From posting date, what will happen? From posting date 30 days, if it is going to be calculated, so it should be calculated. It means it should be 18/09/2020. Why? Because August is of 31 days, right? So this should be the due date. If you talk about the invoice is going to be due, like on which date it is going to be due, so 18th of September. How? Look at here. Now you need to click on payment tab. Look at here, guys, baseline date. What system has copied in baseline date? Posting date itself is going to be copied in the form of this baseline date. And from here, system is going to add 30 days. And look at here, invoice is going to be due on 18th of 09. This is how the calculation is pretty simple, guys. Save it. If you're going to save it, transaction got posted. So here what is happening is, here generally whatever terms of payment we have defined and whatever terms of payment you have assigned in the vendor master system is that terms of payment. So no need to remember the terms of payment, right? Because we have assigned here in vendor master the terms of payment, which whatever you have given in vendor master, that is assigned here. Sorry, the terms of payment whichever we have given in vendor master, automatically system is going to trigger from there. So in the same way, multiple terms of payment can be defined, like TM45, TM60 can be defined, and respective whatever the different because multiple vendors also will be there. And as I told you that every vendor, with every vendor there will be certain contract, okay, in the sense like certain negotiations will be there, certain agreement will be there in and that too in terms of payment. So now as per that we are going to define some vendor, say like 60 days, the payment supposed to happen in 60 days. So what will happen, we are going to create another terms of payment in 60 days, that is for 60 days, that is vendors. No need to remember the terms of payment configurations. You need to, if this terms of payment is going to be assigned in the vendor master, and while posting the invoices, automatically system is going to calculate the due date, right? Now, so invoices are going to be due after 30 days, 40 days, 45 days, or 60 days based on the terms of payment itself. Okay, so that's all in this session, guys. In this session, next session, I'm going to do one more thing, guys. I'll explain. I told you the discounts and all, right? So in next session, I'm going to explain terms of payment with discount.